Wow. Knew I'd forget. Well, to sum things up, welcome everyone. I've been ill. I've been on holiday for a week. I can't believe I've done that. No wonder the chat was so active. Yeah, very awkward. Yeah, I didn't have the chat open either. If I had a chat open, I'd have known straight away, but I didn't. But yeah, welcome everyone. Basically, we are going to be looking through a lot of the old comments. I'm not ill, so if I keep on coughing, that is probably why. So bear with me if I do. If your ears bleed, take your headphones out. I do, do recommend that. We're going back through old comments. If you've got any more questions for me here, let me know in the chat. It's now open, so I should be able to not miss a thing from now on, rather awkwardly. There is still sound, isn't there, by the way? Just to check. The bar is going up like it should do on Studio. It's back. There we go. Thank you, Keegan. But yeah, I'm sorry for the sound. I really hope I don't do that again. But yeah, basically to catch up on all the people that maybe just got sound back. I went away on Sunday, came back on the early Monday morning. Wasn't in the best of shapes, quite ill, a lot of time in bed. The first time I made a video, which was yesterday, saying I'd be coming back, I still wasn't very well, but I thought I'm going to be a lot better today. I am a lot better, and alas, here we are. But there are a few questions coming in the chat, so we are going to go through them. But this is sort of going to be just a quick chill stream, no more than an hour. If it gets to an hour, I will be ending it because I don't have the energy to go through. And I just want to pace myself so I can get all the videos smashed out for game week 1. If I miss everything up until Monday, then I might have to take that. But it's not looking like that is the case at the moment. But yeah, apart from all the can't hear you, which I do apologise for again, we had our first question from JLONVHK, I think. Salah or Mane? Yeah, Salah, I'd say. There's no real basis in that, apart from he's been tearing up in pre-season. But one thing to note, which is something that no one, even I, forgot about, is that Liverpool have the 4th place qualification in the first 2 game weeks of the season. So they've got game week 1, then they have a midweek Champions League game, game week 2, midweek Champions League game. The first leg is away, so they've got a lot of travelling to do. I think they're away for their first Premier League game, away for the first leg, and then they've got home, and home. So shouldn't need to do much travelling past game week 2, which is good for Liverpool. But there is a lot of things to consider. Lallana's out for quite a while, so it could mean that Coutinho is permanently in the team. Players like Wijnaldum come into the fray. But Salah, for me, tearing it up in pre-season, and more and more I'm sort of siding with. I didn't want to risk him, but more and more I'm thinking I probably should have said he was a good player. So it looked good on me at the end of the season. Sanchez and Morata or Ali and Kane? Sanchez and Morata give you more of a widespread angle, but Sanchez has only just come back into the Arsenal squad. So I don't think he'll be playing much of a part, if anything, on the bench. I think on Sunday when the Champions League, the Charity Shield, or Saturday or Sunday when the Charity Shield is on Arsenal versus Chelsea, we'll be able to see what Sanchez's part in this season will be. If he's part of the squad and playing, either on the bench or starting, I think he'll be good enough to pick. If he's not anywhere near the squad, I do think he'll be worth a massive risk. I don't think he'll play much of a part in game week 1. For Morata, we're looking at maybe him playing up front with Batshuayi, or the same formation they played last season. For now, I'm willing to sort of take a step back from Morata. He wasn't in my budget forwards. He wasn't in my premium forwards video because of the fact that when I recorded it in a, in advance. And yeah, he's 10 million, which is a good price for him. But yeah, it gives you more of a widespread angle. Maybe later on in the season, after game 5, 6, when everyone's settled, Sanchez and Morata could be really good off. Maybe after you use your wild card, but for now, I think Ali and Kane, really good partnership. If Ali's not scoring, Kane is. If Kane's not scoring, Ali is. I think that's the way I look at it. Let's have a look. Iheanacho, a good shout. I said that in my budget strikers video. Iheanacho was linked at the time. Iheanacho was linked with West Ham, who hadn't signed Chicharito at the time, Leicester and Tottenham. If he signed for West Ham or Leicester, he probably would be getting first team football. I think he's a really good shout at 7 million, considering Vardy is high in price. I think Slimani's the same price. Didn't do very well. I think you'll play maybe alongside Vardy. Could be a really, really good shout, the way I'm looking at it. And I think he's definitely worth looking into, putting it that way. Are you uploading it? It automatically uploads at Tage, so at the end of every stream, it will take about an hour for all the buffering, rendering, blah blah blah, then end. But yeah, it should be up within a couple of hours after this stream ends. So I'm uploading it. Is Sanchez worth putting in to begin with? No. Sanchez, yes, he's back in training. He looks happy at Arsenal. I know for a fact he seems like the sort of person that would give his all in an Arsenal shirt, despite what his contract situation might be. But I don't think he's had too much pre-season training, so I'd stay away from him if I was you. Keegan says, "Go and look at my team. De Gea, I've turned into a commentator. De Gea, Cedric, Trippier, Lindelof, Eriksen, Willian, Zaha, Zala, and Zaha, Lukaku, Chicharito, Lacazette. Strong team. You've got a big three up front. I count Chicharito as a big three because I think he's a good goal scorer. The back three is very solid. Lindelof, again, I'm beginning to question because I don't know if he's going to start, but he should start. I think Mourinho likes his new players to start as early as possible, as we've seen in Bailly last season and Pogba, but excluding Mkhitaryan, obviously. And also, if he's in defence, he'll have Matic in front of him, which he showed last season going to be a real rock in front of the defence, so he could be a really good signing. Midfield looks strong. Willian, for the first few games, should be good. Once Hazard comes back, we'll begin to see if he's a long-term prospect. Midfield also looks very good. Eriksen in there. It's Eriksen or Ali for most people. I quite like it. I think Liverpool players are a risk for now, just because of the Champions League games they're travelling there to do. But I think Salah, those sort of players could be really good picks. I think he could play in just the Premier League, which could be really, really good for Liverpool as well, and also our coverage of Liverpool teams. Jay Rodriguez, a good shout. I said when he was a forward at 6 million, I think it was 6 million. No, but he seems to be doing all right in the Premier League. He's doing really well in the Premier League. At the moment, in the pre-season, I should say, and he's becoming more of an option. I have to say, he is really, really sort of pushing us towards the imminent fact of I'm actually going to be in the first team here. I'm actually going to be scoring. Yes, he's a striker. He's not going to get those clean sheet points for playing out wide, but he's playing in a 4-3-3, so he's playing next to the striker, which is a bit wider. He's played there before. He's done all right, so I feel like if we're going to take a shot on it, could be good. I do apologise for the cough. Iheanacho, already signed for Leicester. Yep, good looking player for FPL. He smashed it pre-season. I'm assuming that was to Jay Rodriguez. Anyone else going without Kane? I'm seeing a lot of people going with Kane. At the end of the stream, I will show you my team at the moment. I made some snap changes earlier to get a player in that I really wanted. But yeah, I think it's a Kane or not to Kane at the moment. A lot of people on Twitter are saying that you can't miss Kane, but my money's going elsewhere. He's £12.5 million. That's a big amount for a striker that, and I'm going to say it, as cliche as it is, doesn't score in the first few game weeks. He just doesn't, and I feel like that's something we really need to take a look in on. I'm not going with Kane. I'm taking a risk. I'm not going with Kane. Because I feel like there's better options elsewhere, and I'll talk about that in my team later. Don't think I've set it up very well, so you might have to bear with me. What have I missed? Olaf, for just answering questions. You should be able to go back on the stream, I hope. But if you can't, it'll be uploaded a few hours after the stream, so give it time, you'll be able to watch it all back of what you've missed. Titus Gaming, welcome back. Titus, one of the winners of the giveaway, says Richie or Knockout in midfield. Richie is he's got that Premier League experience. He did all right in Bournemouth's first. I think I said he almost got a quarter of all their goals, so not too bad from him indeed. Or goals or assists. He contributed to almost a quarter of the goals, which is quite good in my eyes. Knockout, blitzed it in the Championship. My main worry for Knockout at the moment is that he's like a one-man team. I don't think Glenn Murray will do much. Baldock and Hemed I don't think will do much from the bench or even starting. So it begs the question, who comes in and who scores the goals? It's got to fall down to Knockout. He can have the Mahrez effect about him, and he can turn it. He could have a 20-goal season. He could also have a 0-goal season. And I feel like that is a big dilemma for me. So I would side with Richie just because it's a safe bet. But if Knockout starts piling in the goals and assists, you always got that option. He won't be too much more expensive than Richie. Are you planning to do FPL draft? I'm talking about that at the moment. Obviously, since I've been away, it was announced pretty much as I was planning videos for away, so I couldn't be able to do it. But maybe somewhere in between, hopefully over the weekend, maybe this Sunday, I'll do something with you guys. There could be something coming up with some content creators as well, which could be worth looking out for. But yeah, I do plan on doing something, if not just one on my own, because I really want to test it out. I'm really excited for it. Sort of delayed it. I really do want to do it because I really do think it's going to be really good throughout the season. I'm going to show this team now. The end of the stream. We'll get there, Sean. But yeah, my team is questionable. It always, brings up a really questionable debate. It always, divides opinion, turns heads like, oof, what's that YouTuber done there? And I always get criticised, but I think in the end, I always end up showing myself to a decent light. Some things do get dreadfully wrong, and I'm sure there's a few things in there I just can't get rid of that I'm going to get dreadfully wrong. Mourinho has used Conte's formation in pre-season. Valencia looked really good in the wing-back role, as did Darmian. Do you think Man United's nailed on left-back with Darmian? I think for now, I'm pretty sure I'm saying Blind is injured. He could be the one to sit there. Luke Shaw, obviously, it's Luke Shaw's fault. So I don't think he's going to get much of a game. So, yeah, I feel like Darmian at the moment could be a nailed-on left-back choice. I don't even have much left footers. Rojo's the other one, but he's also injured, I believe. So Darmian for me is looking like a good choice. If you haven't got any Man United coverage, if you're looking to play an early wildcard, Darmian could be the one, because I feel if he plays the first few game weeks, gets a few clean sheets, because they've got a good start at Man United, could be really good clean sheet and maybe attacking wise game from Matteo Darmian. Also Man United defenders in general. AKL Daniels for me, he is what I like to call a fantastic attacking fullback for this game. He's on penalties, I believe, should be on free kicks and maybe even corners. Is worth noticing that Bournemouth, I think at the moment, could be a bit of an interesting pick, whether they go the same way as they did last season and progress top of the table, or battle of relegation. I feel like Daniels could be a really defining factor. Fit for the whole season, should be really good in going forward. I'm going with Aguero over Kane. Andrew Tavi says 11.5 with under 10% ownership. It's a newly promoted team. Can't resist. That's the thing. Man City looks so good. Aguero, is a fantastic striker. Expect him to eat teams like that up. But you've also got the debate: will he start? Which is another big debate, because Pep loves his attackers, and they've got so many attackers. Will we start up front with Jesus? Will Jesus play out wide? Aguero, I think if he starts, fantastic choice. If he starts, I personally, to give away one player on my team, have gone with Gabriel Jesus. I feel like he's nailed on a starter, whether it's out wide or in striker. And I feel like even if he's out wide, he'll be able to run in. I feel like if he's playing in centre, playing as a false nine, if he's as a winger, able to run inside of those attacking runs, overlap the striker, could be even more deadly in this sort of situation. So Aguero could be a really good bet, as too could any sort of Man City attacker. Look at their fixtures, really good going forward. I reckon Hart will get a lot of save points. Could do. He's got a lot to prove this season, Joe Hart, because I said it to one of my mates on holiday. I don't think he's even first choice for England anymore. If he is still first choice, he's teetering on not being, because he's had 2 pretty poor seasons, and he needs to get things. Right. He needs to start kicking on and saying, right, I am England's number 1, and this is why, and prove it this season. So Hart has got to have a lot of save points. You'd expect him, if he's proving something, could have a really good season. But for me, he is going to be a good bet. Will he do it? I'm not too sure. I personally think yes, but it's Joe Hart. We've seen him so many times think, oh yeah, he's going to be a good few saves, but then Iceland will come, where he doesn't do anything. People said he had a decent game or decent season in Serie A, but he conceded a lot of goals for a team that's pretty decent. I'm debating it. Torres Magic says Blind. I think he's injured. So I'd stay away from him. I hope it's the Train Productions. That is such a cool name. I hope it's Train Productions says, how much of a risk are high percentage selecting players losing value of a poor start? It is the risk. It is a massive risk. There is sort of two sides to it. It's a risk because if they don't do it, if they don't start well, in the first game I think you're fine, you might lose 0.1, that's about it. Unless they get sent off, then you're going to lose a lot. If they don't score in the first 2 game weeks, and they've had easy opponents, they've got hard opponents coming up, I feel like you need to get rid of them quick. If you've got a lot of high percentage players, you need to get rid of them quick. I think it's vital. It's really, really vital. It also comes with a bit of a leeway. If you've got a player high percentage selection that fails, and other 50% of our managers have failed. Whereas if you have that player on like 0.2% and he fails, but the high percentage succeeds, your points behind. So it comes in different sides. But as long as you are on top of it, and you keep off, you're worrying about that. It could also turn good after that, and you could also keep in this value could go back up. But I think it's worth noting, if you keep on top of it, it should be good. Titus Gaming, or Titus Gaming, I should say. Surely Alexander-Arnold is in with a shout of 4.5 million, and Klein's injury. I didn't know Klein had an injury, so that's new. Maybe it could be a good bet. I'm not too sure. Maybe Milner will stick into right back with his natural right foot. Robertson a left back. I'm not sure, but if he does start playing, I'm not sure how Klein's out, how long Klein is out for. But could be a good 4.5 million investment. Even Liverpool being dodgy at the back, him not helping things, should be a really, really good bet. Jesus or Lacazette? Jesus for me all the way. I feel like he's a nailed-on starter. Lacazette is going to play for an Arsenal side. There's a bit of uncertainty about them, probably about Sanchez. Both Sanchez and Nursel without a new contract. So we'll wait to see how they're going to react. But definitely Jesus for me. He's definitely my favourite. Gabriel Jesus and Arnautovic or Chicharito and Kevin De Bruyne. I think I saw that in one of the comments. Yeah, I think you commented it on one of the videos. I saw that. I did see it. The average defenders. Gabriel Jesus and Arnautovic, I feel like definitely no. It's Chicharito and Kevin De Bruyne. I feel like Chicharito is such a good goal scorer. Arnautovic, you've seen over the last couple of years, can fly off the handle. I've seen the pre-season game, coming with a high foot, potential to fly off the handle, potential to go quiet. But then again, on the other hand, he's also got the potential to go hell-bent and become one of the best players in the league for about 2 minutes. So it's really different. It's difficult to say Jesus isn't worth it. I feel like Jesus is definitely one of the better players. Kevin De Bruyne in midfield is looking absolutely fantastic so far. 21 assists last season, 199 points last season, and he ended up the season on 10.5. He's now 10. So do the maths there. He's gone down in price. Definitely worth it for me. Jesus, I think, has gone up in price. Yeah, I feel like Chicharito and Kevin De Bruyne is the one there for me. We've got Seb Hodgson. Is there a specific date when Head-to-Head League will be released? Head-to-Head Leagues, I'm pretty sure, have been released by FPL already. I haven't released mine, haven't really got round to it. I would have when I was on holiday, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. But I will be releasing something in the next couple of days. Hopefully over the weekend, everything will get released. You'll see the brand new content and all the content you can expect over the first few game weeks at least. I might drop series that aren't popular or take too much time. There's going to be also series without FPL content to give you a bit of a spoiler, a bit of a sneak peek. There will be hopefully, fingers crossed, a weekly series on Sheffield Wednesday because I want to go to more games. Obviously they're up north, I'm down south. There's a big difference there. Hopefully the games around London and this sort of area be able to go to. Maybe even a derby, who knows. I really want to go to a Steel City derby, one of my dreams. Yeah, hopefully over the weekend we'll be seeing a lot more content and also head-to-head leagues released, which you guys are going to be a part of. Sean Grove said would be scared to pick any Stoke players. I am also scared. I think that Stoke have one of the worst starts. If we get up there, fixtures, Stoke's first 6 fixtures: Everton, Arsenal, West Brom, Man United, Newcastle and Chelsea. Everton, West Brom and Newcastle away. Those 3 games away, plus the 3 home games at big 6 sides, they've got the potential to go into the first 6 game weeks with 0 points. And I say that really sincerely. They've generally got the potential. Even Newcastle coming up, West Brom, yeah, they're a bit meh. And Everton will really want to get the points because after that they've got 4 straight top 6 teams. So I thought Stoke were really dangerous to pick from, and you are right in probably avoiding them. What else have we got? We've got cheapest starting defender, 4.5s. There's no real 4.0s coming out at the moment. Long-term wise, there's no 4.0s. There might be a few from injuries, but yeah, there's no long-term 4.0s. 4.5 are your best bets. They get relegated this season. I would say they're getting close to it. That start will not do them very well. It will maybe, and they've got rid of Arnautovic. So there's a big gap there they've got to fill, which I haven't filled. Zuma could help, yes, but I feel like Zuma might not help enough. So it's going to be interesting for Stoke this season. Ian Rose says, Man City just beat West Ham 3-0. Aguero played right wing. Oh, really? Both of them scored. Jesus nailed on for me. Yeah, Jesus nailed on for me as well. Aguero playing right wing is interesting. Maybe that's why he's got Jesus in the centre. I mentioned because even if I mentioned earlier, just a few minutes ago, if Jesus plays right wing, he can attack through the false 9. Maybe because Jesus is better to the false 9, Aguero plays wing and attacks down, and because he knows where his strengths are. Fair enough. If that's the way. Even then, I feel like Jesus in the middle could be really, really good. Definitely nailed on for me. And Arnautovic went off injured today. That's not good. Didn't see that either. I only saw the score. The score and 2 of the goal scorers, which was Jesus and Aguero, I believe, sisters of Sane and Kevin De Bruyne. That's the one. I'm going to take Kevin De Bruyne. Should I still go for Jesus or should I go for Lacazette? No, don't worry about having the spread of like top 6 teams and these teams and that's teams. Go for players that will, satisfy you. City's start looks really, really good. You're looking at Brighton away, Everton at home, and Bournemouth away in their first 3. They are games which you can steam in on. Arsenal, however, you got Leicester at home, who, could be a difficult side. Leicester now they've revamped under Craig Shakespeare. Stoke away, which even if I think Stoke will lose their first 6, could still be a tough game to play. And Liverpool away, going to Anfield is never an easy game. So got that to bear in mind. I'm going to mute my mic for a quick second and go and blow my nose. So I'll be right back. But for me, I'd say Jesus definitely a better bet over Lacazette, even with Kevin De Bruyne. And give me 2 seconds. He's definitely muted this time. So. Ta-da! There we go. I am back. I haven't unmuted myself. I have unmuted myself. Wait, I remember this time. And I muted myself when I went away and said, I definitely muted myself now. I believe, or something like that. Anyway, let's see where we left off. Is it too big a risk to start the season without any Chelsea players? Yes and no. I feel like Chelsea coverage maybe isn't essential, but is probably needed. But they've got a tough start. I mean, granted, Burnley at home should be an easy win. You've got Stoke as well. But in those 2 to 5, you've got Tottenham away, Everton at home, Leicester away, and Arsenal at home. So could be an interesting start for Chelsea. Definitely worth keeping your eye on though. I feel like Chelsea coverage in the defence is probably good. You're looking at either wing back. Moses is suspended for the first game week. I've gone for Azpilicueta personally at 6.5. I've given away another player. We're getting there. You almost got my whole team. People are there just mapping out my team. So right, he's got Azpilicueta in there somewhere. He's also got Jesus because you mentioned that somewhere. It's a risk. The only coverage I've got is Azpi. There are Willian you could go for. You got Fabregas you could go for. It's not a risk. It's definitely a gamble. If that's the same thing, then I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Is Wijnaldum a decent option with Lallana sustaining an injury for 2 months? Could be. Could well be. With no movement on any midfielders coming in. Could be really good. Also Milner. Let's not forget Milner. Milner could also move into midfield. Henderson coming back as well. Emre Can and Lucas leaving, so it could be Henderson and also Milner in the midfield. Nearing me. But yeah, definitely. It's hard to say at the moment because I think Coutinho will be one of those slots with Mane, Salah, and Firmino up front. I feel like it's one of them will come in, and I feel like whoever comes in with rotation, I feel like could be a good bet. City played 3-5-2 with both up front. Could be, but I'm seeing so many different things. I saw 3-5-2. I picked that one wing back. I'm assuming Sane was the other wing back because I saw Walker played. Or Danilo played. Walker's on the bench and had 3 centre backs. Yeah, definitely. If you have to keep an eye on, if City do play 2 up top, devastating. Could rip teams apart from the get go. Trev says De Bruyne and Laka or Lukaku and Salah. De Bruyne and Lacazette for me. Because with Salah, you don't know what games he's going to play because of the Champions League coming up. I doubt he will be one that's risked. He might play in just in the Champions League games or just in the Premier League games. I'm not sure. Play less part in the Premier League, come off after 60, and then try and come off after 60 in every game to keep himself fresh. But for me, De Bruyne got no other competitions to worry about, so should be fully fit. And Lacazette again should have no apart from the Community Shield, we can see how he plays. But De Bruyne and Lacazette, I feel like could be a better option, even with Lukaku being a beast in that other side. Will off the cheek start? Not sure. He could start, but there are better players there. You got Kabay, I think he's still there. Rumours about him leaving. I'm not sure if he's left yet, but I hope not. Otherwise, I made himself look like a tit. Not for the first time this live stream, but he could start. You've got Puncheon playing in the centre. You've also got the fact of Milivojevic, who looks a really good bet for me, Milivojevic. So he could start. At the moment, it's too early to say. Ian Rose says Higazi has a good reviews from West Brom. Feel like 4.5 worth having. I feel like he's not for the long term, but yes for the short term. I feel like I've got a few injuries, a few problems at the back, so he could start. And people saying he's never scored in his career. He's a towering 6'5" defender. And if we all know anything about towering defenders in a Tony Pulis side, he knows how to get them to score. He knows how to get them to attack well, also defend well. So for the start of the season, could be really good signing. And Andrew Tabby says not muted. Tell me about it. I'm so excited. But I don't care. Trev. It wasn't muted. Was it not? I'm sure it was muted. Unless I muted the wrong one. I have muted desktop audio. Pretty sure I did that because I pressed top one. Oh well. Hope you enjoyed my nose blow. I told you it was loud. Lewis Pritchard says, look, I've just lost my words there. Lukaku, Lacazette, and Firmino, or Mane, Sanchez, and Willian. Well, the question is that if you give me an option with, maybe if you got a midfielder and attacker, and a midfielder and attacker, or like 2 midfielders and an attacker, and 2 midfielders and an attacker, it's sort of easier to gauge. Whereas this one, you've got 3 attackers versus 3 midfielders. And it's hard to gauge because you don't know who the other options you're going to put in there are. I feel like there are better options cheaper in the midfield than there are in the attack. So I'll be inclined to go Lukaku, Lacazette, Firmino. Good for the first 3. Got good few games, although Arsenal's are a bit tough. Lukaku's is good, and Firmino's is good, so should all be good in there. Bit of snot never goes amiss. Exactly, you love a bit of snot. Seb, you are wrong. City played 3-4-3. Aguero, Sane, and Jesus up top. I'm so confused. City don't release their formations, so I think everyone was left a bit confused because I'm not sure what they played. But could have been either. For all we know, is that Jesus and Aguero played. They both scored. So hopefully for the start of the season, they both continue this streak and continue scoring. Who played left wing back there? Again, we're not sure. I'm sure I'm just adding on to a conversation that's already dead. Julius Limata says, any idea who will take penalties Liverpool if Milner is on the bench? Coutinho or Firmino? Probably, I'm not sure. Henderson, I'd say, if he's fit. Henderson will seem like a safe bet. He's captain. I think Klopp likes him. Should be in the team as well. So it'll be Henderson or Milner for me. Even though I think Milner is liked by Klopp, I feel like the fact that he didn't play Moreno or Byner on left back in the previous window and played Milner there was because he likes Milner. I thought Milner could slot in some midfield this season. Could look a really good bet there. Whoa, there's a lot of messages from Ramtim. So we'll get to them in a sec. We are a bit behind on the chat. I didn't use wing backs. Danilo Osmendi played full backs. Oh, with De Bruyne, Toure, David Silva in midfield. Interesting. That is Redmond or Tadic from Southampton. Tadic. Because I feel like Redmond last season wasn't as good. Tadic could be really good this season. I feel like they're looking at, he's not going to be a striker anymore. He's got the two sides they're looking at. I think it's either Long up front, or Gabbiadini up front, or Austin up front. Hopefully Gabbiadini or Austin, and Austin. Both of them will be really good up front, I feel. So Tadic for me. Hi Ramtin. Ramtin. There we go. LMAO. Yo, haha, this is great. Redmond or Tadic. I've just said that, didn't I? Yeah, sorry. I was a bit behind on the chat. I do apologise. Is it worth taking the punt on Ramsey? A lot of people liking Ramsey. He's playing central midfield. Could be getting those attacking points. One thing to mention is that if he calms down on the outside midfield, you've got another good bet in Granit Xhaka if he carries on playing. I feel like he's really good. They could enter the season playing the new formation. So I think Xhaka could be a really, really good bet. Ping of left foot, powers in a few long shots, 5.5 million. Really, really good cheap bet. Looks to me that Aguero and Jesus played up front together. Maybe I'm not sure at the moment. Even if they didn't use wing backs, how'd they play 3-4-3? Yeah, my bad. It's 4-3-3. Joe Hart or Butland. Joe Hart. For me, could get those save points. I think Butland is still 4.5. I'm going to check that. First thing I've checked all stream. Butland, Stoke. It's 5 million. Joe Hart. Butland at 5 million is a questionable choice for Stoke. Could make a lot of save points. It's worth noting that in a 15-16 season, 102 saves from 2,790 games. That's 30 something, I think, early 30s. So for me, Butland is a bit too overpriced for my liking. Still could be good, but Hart represents better value for me. Probably 4-3-3. Are you confused about the Bellerin situation as me? I am, because I thought Oxlade-Chamberlain had a good end to the season. And if I was Arsene Wenger, I'd be thinking, right, he set a really good tone here. If he plays for the forward in the sort of Sanchez-Ozil role, or he plays in Bellerin's role, or even plays in central midfield, he set a really good tone for himself. But now he's on the sale list, and Bellerin seems to have come in. But then I'm not really too sure what's going on. So yeah, I'm not really too sure either. Kevin De Bruyne or Sane for City cover. I would say Kevin De Bruyne, a bit more extra, but you know he's going to get that extra quality. He's not going to get rotated as much as Sane might. So safer bet for me. Isn't Kolasinac nailed? Kolasinac is nailed on. For me, a lot of people are saying he isn't, so I'm not too sure on that one. Will David Luiz play a lot of Chelsea's games at 6 million? First game week he's bound to start. Moses is injured, which means Azpilicueta will move on to the right hand side. Maybe Rudiger or Christensen will come in as cover. I'm hoping with Rudiger coming in, that could be it for the rest of the season. I don't think Moses has got the defensive capabilities that Azpilicueta has. Azpilicueta last season, 5 assists. For centre back is really good. He's naturally a fullback and an attacking one at that, so I feel like it could be a really good bet. David Luiz for me, 6 million, definitely playing. If he plays centrally and Moses doesn't start the season, is on the bench, and Azpilicueta starts on the right, Rudiger starts on the right hand side of the centre backs. Rudiger could be a bit better going forward because David Luiz always seemed to stay back last season. Surely better in at right wing back and Yox in the front three. I'm seeing that maybe. You also got Iwobi to consider. Then when you're thinking, Sanchez is back, Sanchez and Ozil alongside Lacazette is such a conundrum at Arsenal. I'm not really too sure where we stand on it. Don't see how you could bench Bellerin. I don't see either, but it happened at the end of last season. Bellerin was benched a lot, so it could happen again this season, but I'm not sure. Ox to replace Özil. Özil I don't think he's leaving, is he? He might be, I'm not sure. Might have missed that one somewhere. But Ozil shouldn't be leaving anytime soon. At least that's what I feel. Sanchez maybe. Hopefully they can both get new contracts and then Arsenal can nail down a top 4 finish. It doesn't pay him what you need. I mean, it's nothing. Can you look at Neymar's wages? Probably worth it in the end of the day, isn't it? Now, Alberto, Coutinho, Salah. Salah for me. He's going to play more attacking role. If you're looking at Salah, Salah, Mane, and then Firmino up top. Coutinho has to be pushed further deep. I think it will cause a lot of long shots, and a few people in the past credited him to a long shot merchant, which could come into play again. So Coutinho has to be further forward for those attacking runs that he makes, rather than getting tempted by a long shot too much. Salah for me though is the safer bet. Ian Rose says Saints have a good start, but this new manager could favour anyone. He's mixed up a lot of pre-season. Do you think Ward-Prowse is a good shout? Ward-Prowse is such an interesting one because I'm so in love with the lad. I think he's absolutely brilliant. He was fantastic when I watched him in the under-21s or the under-20s, wherever youth competition he played in. Really, really good player. And I think he's been good player in the Premier League. But the problem is that he hasn't nailed down a first-team spot. This is the season now for me that Ward-Prowse needs to be knocking on the manager's door every week saying, performing well, doing a lot in training, performing well in the matches, knocking on the door and saying, you see that last week, that first team spot's mine. Every single week, knocking on the door, that performance last week, that first team spot's mine. He needs to make sure he's making an impact because at the moment, he's becoming a bit of a waste and he's getting to the point where I think if it doesn't happen this season, I personally would look for a loan to play first team football elsewhere and start getting your career on track because he's a fantastic talent, needs to start making a move for himself. We'll have Fabregas for a few weeks till Hazard gets back. Fabregas has been tremendous in pre-season. I feel like wherever he plays, he should be brilliant. Even off the bench, he has the potential to be a great impact. Willian, on the other hand, might not play. I feel like Fabregas should play no matter what. Looking at Chelsea's fixtures, Burnley at home, fantastic Fabregas. I did mention a little bit of a really differential switcheroo or a home and away switching. You got your teams like your Swansea and I've got them up here somewhere. Your Southampton and your Bournemouth, your Swansea and your West Brom. I had one which was Chelsea and Burnley as one of the rotation pairs, and I had Fabregas and me. Maybe worth giving that a shout. Fabregas for me can play in either system. Willian can only play if there's wide players. JWP, James Ward-Prowse is in my team. See, he's in mine as well. No, he's not. I lied. He could well be. The only problem is that he hasn't nailed down a team. If he had nailed down a first team sort of last season, that new manager coming in and be able to look at it and be able to knock on the door. I'll knock on the door and say, Gaffer, you see that last season? That first team spot, that's mine, okay? And walk away. But he can't do that yet because he hasn't been able to get over 2,000 minutes in a Premier League season once, I don't think, or just once. I'll check now. James Ward, still on Stoke players. Ward-Prowse. No, he hasn't. Most he got was last season, which was 1,883. Apart from that, he's been, mid to high 1,000s for some time, which needs to move on. He really needs to move on. Will Bale go to Man United? Probably not. I think it's big hype over nothing. Chicharito's be a good pick, definitely at 7 million. Is Iheanacho at 7 million a good option? Or would you prefer Javi Hernandez? I prefer Hernandez, but Iheanacho is a good option as well. Just because I know Hernandez is going to be first team no matter what. Iheanacho might play up front with Vardy, might get preferred to Vardy. Although I doubt it. I think they'll play 4-4-2 still. I feel like having Hernandez is a good nailed on bet. As I've caught up with the chat, my voice is starting to go a bit. I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek in my team. For now, I'm making my final video on my team. I'm not going to do another draft video. I'm going to do a draft on the FPL draft, but not on my team sort of draft. I'm going to have a look at my team. Let's have a look. No, that's not very good, is it? Maybe it's gone here. Have a look at how that looks. Not very good, is it? Not very good. Look like that. Does that work? We zoom this out a bit. I should have prepared this before, but that would require preparing. There you go, that'll do. Will it? Will it? I'll tell you what, that'll do. That will do. It overlaps everything, but who cares? The two goalkeepers I've got at the moment is Elliott and Foster, sorry. I think I did have Fabianski there, but I got rid of Fabianski for Elliott to free up 0.5 million elsewhere in the midfield to get myself to 10 million. Cats are fighting outside. Elsewhere in Foster, you got to look at his start for me. You're looking at Bournemouth, Burnley, Stoke, Brighton, West Ham. Good first 5. After that, transfer him out. Although looking at it, clean sheets last season, pretty diabolical. Season before that, he got 4 in 1,350. So yeah, he needs to get more clean sheets really. But he'll get those save points is a big thing. Save points is massive this season. Just realised that season is insane. 178 saves. Mental. Back 5, you're looking at Trippier, Azpilicueta, Cedric, Francis and Tompkins. These will be my own 3. Trippier and Azpilicueta. In fact, I'll show you on this side. I've got 100, no money spare. Let me just check I'm getting it in. I'll put it like that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do like that. Yeah, that'll do. I've got Foster playing in goal because I value him over Elliott, and even then, really Newcastle away at Tottenham or home to Tottenham, just playing against Tottenham. No, thank you. The back 4 should not be that. Should have someone instead of Tompkins, but if Tompkins does play, really, really good. Riedveld does bring a bit of question into that, but I feel like he did an alright season last season. Should be alright to play. These are my main 2, Azpilicueta and Trippier. Cedric will swap with Francis for the home game, so when the away game of West Ham, or sorry, they've got another home game, I should say. For that, they also got Watford, so maybe Francis will come in with Tompkins when Palace away have Liverpool, so that probably will be what happens, and he'll start switching from then on. And you've also got Trippier, Azpilicueta. Midfield, you got Carroll, really cheap, but to keep him, well, I should say Carroll on the bench to keep him really cheap, and also just to sort of ensure that there is a little bit of a money freeing up elsewhere. Kachunga at 6 million. I really like Elias Kachunga. If you haven't been keep up to date on videos, I'm a big fan of Elias Kachunga from the Championship. I feel like he could be a big player this season. We've got Tadic at 6.5. I don't find much value in midfielders, but Tadic I feel like is one that definitely has value. Make sure that is correct. That'll do. My main 3 though will be De Bruyne, who had to, it was Ozil, but now De Bruyne, 21 assists, you can't turn that down. Fantastic, phenomenal form. Even with Game Week 4 being Liverpool, should be a really good bet. And even 23.7% could be set to rise at just 10 million. A lot of people maybe going for Sanchez, or even some people going for Hazard, I've seen, which is mental. Ali as well, not a bad first start. Could be better with Chelsea and Everton being a bit of a problem. But Dele Alli is fantastic and should be able to. No one's challenged for Dele Alli. He is fantastic. Tadic as well, really, really good. Front 3: Jesus, Chicharito, and Lukaku. Power 3: Lukaku. Look at his first few game weeks. Fantastic player. You got Jesus from Brighton. Brighton Hove Albion playing against Brighton. That could be 5, 6, 7, 8, even double figures. They could really, kill them. In front of thousands of people. It could be brutal. And Chicharito, even if he's playing against Manchester United, he's got the potential. It's at Old Trafford, which means anything can happen. Could be a goal for him. But even then, the game weeks after that, Southampton, Newcastle, Huddersfield and West Brom, up until game week 5, where I plan on taking my wild card, using the transfers to get rid of the players that I don't like. Maybe Tompkins after game week 1. If he doesn't play, could be one of the players to come out. But that's sort of my team now. I'll have a back look at chat to see what people think of my team. Get rid of my FPL team. I'm back again. I believe I've answered most of these questions. I'm out. Thanks for the stream. Up the blade. Oh, it's a blade. Well, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Good luck for the rest of the season. Hopefully, 2 good derbies without controversy. Not going to happen though, is it? Not going to happen. Henrik Pedersen says, I'm quite new subscriber. I have a question about Milojevic from Palace. I have a feeling that he can be interesting to have in the FPL squad, but do you think he'll get a lot of playtime? He did last season under Allardyce. There's a new manager coming in, but he was good last season. And the thing is, last season as well, if he does get playing time this season, he was on free kicks and he was on penalties. and that could be really good for the upcoming season. Who do you think will win the league? As also a video coming soon. I know people can't wait for that. I got slammed last season, even though I weren't too far off. I'll end on this. Pogba Mkhitaryan. Pogba for me. More nailed on than Mkhitaryan. But last question I'll answer. Who do you think will win the league? For me, I feel like I'm siding with Chelsea again. I feel like I've got too much this season, and I could be hard to beat again this season. But that happens to be that though. Even someone else for 8 million. Someone else for 8 million. I'm not sure really. My friend. I'll have a look at the players I did for the video. Maybe maybe go a bit cheaper with Lanzini, Zaha. 0.5 up for Sane, even Mahrez maybe. Not too sure, but I'm going to end it there. My voice is killing me. Apologies for the bit of muted little situation there. I didn't mean it. Hopefully it won't happen again. But thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Remember to like, comment and subscribe on the streams. Next week, live at 6 PM again. I'll keep reminding you all the way throughout the videos. But thank you all for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you all in next week's stream. Hopefully I'll be a lot more fitter to do a longer and better one than this one. Peace.